Today is March the 23rd. Are deathbed conversions real? Let's find out together as we study Luke chapter 23. Yesterday, as we saw Jesus first being crucified, we heard him say his first word, which was, "Father, forgive them." Now, it's interesting. There were two criminals, one on his right, one on his left. And those criminals observed this. They heard Jesus saying, "Forgive them, Father." The crowd mocked Jesus. The soldiers mocked Jesus. And then one of the criminals began to mock him as well. Verse 39, one of the criminals hanging beside him scoffed, "So you're the Messiah. Prove it. Prove it by saving yourself and save us too while you're at it." But the other criminal protested, "Don't you fear God even when you've been sentenced to die? We deserve to die for our crimes, but this man hasn't done anything wrong." And then he said, "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." And Jesus answered, second saying on the cross, "I assure you, today you'll be with me in paradise." An incredible exchange here between Jesus and one of the criminals that was crucified with him. You'll notice that he ignores the other. He doesn't respond to the other at all. You know, looking at this, one of my first thoughts was, why did the criminal say what he said? I think in part, he knew who Jesus was, apparently. He had heard of him, maybe even seen him acting, heard him preach, possibly. We don't know what he did to deserve death. It wasn't necessarily murder. The death penalty was issued for a variety of reasons, some seemingly today very innocent, innocuous reasons. But he was crucified to die. He was guilty. He recognized that. He said, "Don't you fear God," to the other criminal that was mocking Jesus. The first thing that the criminal said was basically, "I fear God. I respect God. I attempt to follow God. In a moment of weakness or whatever, I did something for which I deserve to die. But I still respect, reverence, and fear God." The second thing that the criminal said is, "I deserve to die. Whatever I've done, I did knowingly. I knew the penalty. I was caught, and now it's time for me to pay the penalty." The third thing that he said was he looked at Jesus and said, "Jesus, remember me." Now, to me, that's incredible. Seeing this man hanging on a cross by him, and yet the man says, "Lord, you have yet to come into your kingdom. When you do, don't forget me." What the man says is absolutely astounding. And Jesus responds, and he says, "Today you'll be with me. Today, after all of this is over, we'll be together." Deathbed conversions can be real. You see, it's not about what you have done in your life. There are three things that the criminal did that lead me to believe that this deathbed conversion was completely real. First, he had the appropriate attitude towards God. He reverenced, he feared God. Secondly, he had the appropriate attitude toward himself. He said, I deserve this. He repented from his sin. What the man is doing, just as Jesus forgave those who crucified him, he is in essence saying to Jesus, can you forgive me too? And the third thing that he does is he relies on Jesus. He looks at Jesus and he says, I understand that I am not leaving this cross with my life. Remember me, Jesus, when you come into your kingdom. The right attitude towards God, the right attitude towards yourself, the right attitude towards Jesus. Total reliance. Deathbed conversions can be real. Our conversion, whether deathbed or during life, can also be real. Have the right attitude toward God. Reverence him. Have the right attitude towards yourself. Recognize your need of God and have the right attitude towards Jesus. Jesus is the only way we can find peace with God. I'd encourage you to like, follow, and subscribe on whatever platform you use to listen to this devotional. If you have questions for us, email them to us at questions@becomehope.com. Tomorrow, we'll see what Jesus said to his mother while on the cross.